Time is running out.
Would you sell your soul for fame?
And do you think Robert Johnson did?
Let's find out.
It's Chrissy.
And it's Lauren. And this
is School Groove. Hey guys.
Welcome back.
So today we're going to be talking about quite a few things.
Yeah, we thought that this would be a fun episode to do like the crossroads and other conspiracies.
Yeah, like
which
music kind of
related, which that also kind of is.
Yeah.
So we decided to stick to like music conspiracies, which is kind of like interesting.
It's our thing. We love to like
It's our thing. I love that.
We love to just mix spooky with music.
I think that's kind of like what our
is
niche.
Ghoul Groove.
It is Ghoul Groove. Like we've made our little niche on like that being, you know.
Yeah, it's literally in our name.
It really is.
Like ghouls and then the groove.
The ghouls are grooving, man. I really hope you guys thought the intro was kind of interesting because we struggled to.
We couldn't stop laughing.
We stopped laughing. Like, I think it's just the intro music was so like it was just suspenseful that we were like. We felt like
we were laughing at our own names.
Like we couldn't even say like it's Chrissy and it's Lauren. So it was pretty funny. But yeah, anyways, so today we're covering those little conspiracies. We might talk a little bit of like Mandela effect stuff at the end, like if we have a little bit more time that we need to run out, which would be really fun. But I think
the
Chrissy's
first
gonna start us
half
off.
We're just gonna talk about Robert Johnson and the crossroads, and then the second half Lauren will bring her story in, and then we're just gonna kind of comment on each other's stories, and you guys comment also. Tell us.
And there's obviously tons of other like conspiracy theories like out there for sure. We kind of just stuck to like a couple that were like prominent. I feel like hers is an older one, but mine is definitely like more current.
But it's still so interesting.
Still very interesting.
Both very interesting.
All right, Chrissy, go ahead, take it away.
All right, so we're going to dive into the story of Robert Johnson, a name that echoes through blues history and folklore. He was born in 1911 in Hazelhurst, Mississippi, and Johnson came from a sharecropper family. While he was expected to work the fields, he wanted more out of life, so he was drawn to music and was often seen playing his guitar instead of farming. Initially, Johnson wasn't known for his musical talent. In fact, he was considered a mediocre guitarist or even worse. But then something changed. He disappeared for about a year, and when he returned, his transformation was astonishing. Suddenly, he was a blues legend, captivating audiences with his skill. This rapid evolution sparked rumors and legends. One of the most popular myths is that Johnson made a deal with the devil at a crossroads in Mississippi, trading his soul for unparalleled musical talent. This tale was fueled by the era's perception of blues music as quote-unquote devil's music, and by Johnson's own lyrics, which often referenced the supernatural. Songs like Crossroad Blues and Me and the Devil Blues added layers to the legend, and although the lyrics could be seen as adding to that legend, some people also just hear those lyrics and interpret them as metaphors. Johnson's life was as mysterious as his music. Not much was known about him, with only a few pictures of him and no known footage, just his music and the stories that have passed on. He recorded only 29 songs, and those songs influenced artists like Eric Clapton, the Rolling Stones, John Hammond Jr., Bob Dylan, and many more. His death at 27 added to the crossroads story. The circumstances are unclear, with theories ranging from poisoning to supernatural theories. It wasn't until 1967 that researchers discovered his death certificate, which unlocked some things that weren't known about him. And if you want more about his life and to dig a little deeper into this story, I really recommend watching the Netflix documentary Remastered Devil at the Crossroads. And
Chrissy and I had talked about this because we both seen it, and I remember you were like, have you ever seen it? And I was like, I remember being at my boarding school in Florida, and I was bored one night, and it was on Netflix, and I was like,
it's so
good. My God. And I watched the whole thing, and I was like, this is so interesting.
It really is.
But yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it, so I need to rewatch it, to be honest.
I watched it again so I can like refresh my memory about the story.
That's what I'm doing after this. Also, one other thing you mentioned, you said 27.
Yeah, the 27 Club.
And you know what? We might give you guys a hint.
I wonder if he started the 27 Club, since it
probably
was so long ago.
Saying. So you guys get the sneak peek. Guess what our next month's episode is?
Maybe you just got a hint.
You just gotta take a guess. You
Take a
might have just
guess.
gotta take a wild guess. It was a good lead-in, actually. That's pretty smart of us.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
Self-promo.
Self-promo. Okay, go, Chrissy.
So yeah, that documentary goes into his life a little bit more and the myths surrounding him. Also, TV shows like Supernatural, season 2, episode 8. There's an episode called The Crossroad Blues, and also on Timeless, one of my favorite shows, season 2, episode 6, called The King of Delta Blues. They've explored his story, adding their own twist to the Crossroads narrative. And I actually watched both of those before watching the documentary. Even today, fans visit the supposed crossroads in Mississippi, even though no one knows exactly where it is, but somewhere in Mississippi, seeking a connection to the legend. And Johnson's music evokes a timeless quality. And when I listen to it, it just reminds me of like a summer road trip with the windows down. Like, I
Yeah.
can't explain it, but just like the guitar.
No, just like the bluesy summer vibes, which and then like
Yeah.
you mentioned a lot of the artists that like you said influenced it, like Clapton,
Yeah.
big one that I'm like, oh my God, it's like you don't think about it, but like the bluesy influence, like if you ever listened to the I don't think it was an MTV Unplugged, but
Uh-huh.
like Clapton's like unplugged set where he plays Layla unplugged, it sounds so bluesy,
Yeah.
which
I
is so
I
interesting.
remember looking, I don't know which artist it was that I mentioned, but when I was looking at them, one of them like devoted like so much of their time trying to study his music just because like in the documentary people were saying that they can hear like two or three people playing the guitar even though it's just him. And so
Yeah.
that's why people think like the
There's no
devil
way. Yeah, like,
is
there's
like playing
literally no
also.
way. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's really interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. And how he like was so bad at guitar and then he came back, but also some people say that he was being trained by somebody.
And that could
And
also
yeah.
really make sense. Like, a year of hardcore study can
Yeah.
do a lot if
And
you can like, he might have been, like, a bad guitar player, but, like,
yeah.
if you can still play a guitar, if you practice
Yeah,
enough
you
and, like,
can learn.
intensely, you could learn.
He still continues to inspire so many artists today. And yeah, what are your thoughts, Lauren?
No, I think it's so interesting. Like, I don't like, it's one of those things, like, we don't really know what happened.
Yeah, like it could be real that he actually did that, like with his lyrics saying that, like, I went to the crossroads, fell down on my knees,
And I
like,
mean, if you think about it, like a lot of musicians and artists write from personal experience,
mm-hmm.
like, or ideas, like they come from something that happened.
Yeah.
And like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And they did say like that era, they did always say the blues was like the devil's music
Yeah.
because they were like so against it. So maybe like that's why this whole myth started. But it
Huh.
also could just be like literally his lyrics of him saying that, but those could just be metaphors of
Yeah.
something else.
That's something so interesting. Is like literally like, and we kind of talked about this, like we touched on it in our
Satanic
Satanic
panic,
Panic
yeah.
episode. Like music has so much like interpretation
Yeah.
from like the musician, but also like the listener. Like you could be meaning something completely different, but that's like the beauty of it. But
Mm-hmm.
also because of that, like leads to like people having conspiracies about stuff and like, like thinking that that's what something means when it maybe does not at all to the artist or like whatever. But this one's interesting because he died
Yeah,
so young,
27.
and it's like,
And people don't know the exact circumstance of how he died. Like
yeah,
they said poisoning,
like
or
it's
it
like
could
they
have
don't
just
know,
been
but then it's like, how did he get so good so fast
yeah.
and like all of this and get the fame?
Yeah.
Because
And
that's the
I
thing is, if he never got the fame and he just like died young, and like
yeah.
I don't think there would be this big deal about it
Yeah,
all.
and then
So
like of how he learned guitar so fast and how
exactly,
some people hear multiple people playing.
yeah, that was
It's
interesting
just
about hearing like multiple people.
yeah, it's crazy. And I think I could be wrong because I haven't seen the episode in a while, but on Supernatural, I think he died on that episode of like the Hellhound Dogs.
Yeah, he
Like
did.
they yeah.
I remember because I like Chrissy was the one who got me to start watching Supernatural. Like maybe like you, I think you came by like you visited me in like
I
October or
think
something,
so.
maybe September or
Oh yeah,
October,
and then we
and
watched
we
it.
watched it, and you were like, "I'm gonna have you," like you were like, "You're sitting down and you're watching." I
I'm
remember,
like,
and
sit
then
down now.
and then I like was like, "Okay, time to binge, binge, binge." I was like, "These are so good," but yeah, I remember because like it's like a little bit fresher on my mind because it hasn't been that long
hmm
since like I watched it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happens.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And like his lyrics too. You guys just go listen to those songs and then you'll see
Yeah.
like what we're talking about.
Okay, so now Chrissy gets to sit back and relax while I tell my story.
I'm ready.
Okay, so I chose for my little conspiracy theory. Avril Lavigne, and people saying how they thought she died and how a girl named Melissa Vandella had replaced her. So, yeah, basically, our little favorite Canadian artist, Miss
Yes.
Avril Lavigne, our pop punk motherfucking princess over here. She, very young, released her first album, and okay, so that was her album, Let Go, and that came out in 2002, which means at that point, like, I was only born 2 years before that. Like, that's like, I was so young, and that was like when Complicated came out and
Yeah,
stuff like
I
that.
remember
So
when I was like 7, I would constantly watch her music videos and I wanted to be her so bad.
so bad. No, literally same. But yeah, so Avril kind of, like she came out with her album Let Go, which had, like Complicated. I'm pretty sure that one also had I'm With You on it, like a bunch of really good songs. Um, and yeah, there was basically, that was like when she rose to her fame. And you know, I think that people kind of made up this like thing that, she didn't love the fame was a big part of it. And it was said that basically she died in 2003, and to cover it up, they had this girl named actress specifically, like named Melissa Vandella, who just pretended to be her for press things and other things at first, like in like 2002, because she, I guess, didn't like being in the spotlight or whatever. Um, but yeah, so everybody said she died, but they tried to cover it up and have her, take over. Well, in 2011, um, this blog post in Brazil, like there was like a little fan account blog post. I don't think, maybe I can't remember the name of it. I say fan account, but now I'm trying to remember if it was like a if it was, I'm pretty sure it was a fan account. Either way, so it's written in Portuguese, but somebody translated it, and it was basically like, yeah, the real Avril's dead, and she's been taken over by this actress named Melissa all this time. But if you look on the internet, you can't find anything about a Melissa Vandella, and that's because she probably does not exist. Now, that, or when, say, Avril died,
Yeah.
they wiped her stuff off the internet so that people wouldn't believe it, kind of thing. But yeah, this has kind of been majorly debunked today.
Yeah,
But
I remember in like 2016 or somewhere around then, that's when the theory was so big. There were so many YouTube
there's
videos about it.
yeah, there's been like resurgences, and I was like looking stuff up about this, and like it's just come around so many different times. And also, like, I don't love the podcast to be honest, but the Call Her Daddy podcast,
I've never.
it's not my favorite podcast to be honest, but Avril went on there. The only reason I say that is because she was talking about it, and she was like, so like Melissa.
I think I saw
And
that
they
clip.
had, yeah, like, I don't love that podcast, but I just watched it because it was a clip. I think I really just watched the clip, and
Oh,
it was because it was
really?
Avril, like, same
Yeah.
thing. And, yeah, she was like, "I don't know, it's kinda cool to have people think you died and, like, have this conspiracy theory." She's like, "I don't know, like, it's like," she's like, "I've never really spoken on it."
That
She's
sounds like
like,
an Avril thing to
yeah, she
say.
was like, "I don't know." That's so real. Like, I was like, I would do that too, just like, you know, bullshit it. Like, if that's kind of,
Yeah, like go along with it, kind of.
I feel like I would too.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey guys, it's Melissa.
Yeah, I would be like, well, I feel like the thing is, like, no one ever, like, she never said anything about it, and that's the thing is,
Yeah,
it's like, that's
it's
why
more like.
ominous, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, is she? Is she not? Who knows? So then Avril released Under My Skin in 2004, which was her next album, which was, they were saying that, like, by the time this album was out, it was all Melissa too. And so that was an interesting thing. But there was also this song, I was looking something up about this, that was called Slipped Away. And so a lot of people were saying that that was like Avril like slipping away without anyone noticing. So they thought that was
Interesting.
a really like weird song, and like a
This is like the feeling I have right now is kind of giving me like the feeling when I would watch the conspiracy videos about this, and it's very eerie.
it is
It's
super eerie because it's like
kind of like the talking Angela thing. Like I'm getting that
the
vibe. Do
doll.
you remember that? Like the
Yes.
cat.
Oh, the cat. Oh
It
my
was the
god.
cat.
Oh
You
my
can
god.
see the
I
man
don't know
in
why
her
when you said
eyes.
Talking Angela, it made me think of Talking Tina from
Oh yeah.
from what is it, the Twilight Zone. That that scared me.
I would always look in the
Hi,
eyes.
my
I'd be
name is
like,
Talking Tina, and I'm gonna kill you.
oh, You just unlocked a memory.
No, that one traumatized me, but no, the one we're gonna do an episode one day on the Twilight Zone, and I think that would be really, really fun to
I
do.
remember we watched that at your
The one with the
apartment.
phone.
Yeah, that. But we also watched the doll one when he threw it on
The
the
talking
stairs.
Gina?
I
We
have
did.
I have
Oh,
a
the video of it.
video.
I do remember that. Yeah. That was interesting. But anyways, okay. So that is my little Avril one because that one's a little bit like not that long because it also like is debunked. But I like
Or
talking
is
about
it?
that. Or is it? You know what? You know what? And let's talk about
That's
that.
the title of this episode. Or is it?
Or is it?
That's it.
Is it or is it not?
It's Chrissy.
And it's Lauren. But yeah, no, I was just gonna say like, um, it's really interesting too because like Avril kind of had that like change too when she released like Head Above Water. I don't know if you remember that. And she came back and it was so different. But then very quickly like she released like kind of recently her album Love Sucks, and that's so like back to her pop punk.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because that like that Head Above Water was so different for her that it's like that made me that was the most like is this Avril I've ever like funny enough I've ever felt like I was like huh, because it was such a big like artist change it felt like,
Yeah.
but it's probably just like personal growth and like she probably just was like I gotta drop this song because it's personal, and I get that, but like, at the same time, you know.
Yeah, I feel like people were just so shocked that she went from like this punk girl to like being kind of more, I don't know, I wouldn't say mainstream, but like
No, just
it's
like
like just different style of music. And like
exactly.
it was just like she was growing, you know?
Well, yeah, and I mean like she's like in her 30s now,
Yeah.
like
Like
or
people
later
people like
30s, like she's like
expected her to stay punk
you should
or
ask how
something.
old Avril is.
She's
Yeah.
40.
See, I was gonna say I thought Avril was like late 30s or at least 40, and she is 40 years old. Like all that being said, like
Like she's not gonna stay like
she's not gonna stay the same forever. But
yeah.
what's so funny is literally like 3 years ago she released another pop punk album, like
Yeah,
with like
I could like
MGK
on her
on it,
Instagram, she's like kind of
Matza.
becoming like more back like into
She's
that.
getting back into her original sound, which I kind of love that she's still this
Yeah.
age and she's like still exploring like her pop punk stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry to make this an Avril Lavigne episode, but like don't hate it. Anyways, let's talk about a couple fun like Mandela effect things.
Bernstein Bears.
Go talk, go.
Okay, so
This is also just gonna be the yap session of the episode.
okay.
So like, so you guys know, like, if we just start yapping and talking over each other, that will be why. So go, Chrissy, from the beginning.
All right. So Bernstein Bears. Huge stan when I was little. Who wasn't? The theme song, I still listen to it
Sing
sometimes,
it
not
for
gonna
us.
lie. But oh, how's it go? The Bear Country lives the Bernstein Bears family.
Yeah.
Mama, Papa, sister, and brother. Okay, anyway. Um, so Berenstein, it's me forgetting how to spell. Okay, it's not Stain. It's Stein. Berenstein Bears. It's not Berenstain Bears. And people remember it being Berenstein Bears. And
Wait. It's which way is it spelled?
okay,
Is it spelled
Berenstein,
with the E?
the end, it's the EIN.
Okay, that's how I thought it was spelled.
No, it's apparently Stain.
Wait, that's how it
The
is actually?
Berenstain Bears. It's not the Berenstein Bears.
What?
I know.
Can you look
And
that one
yeah,
up? This is
and I
crazy.
literally
This is
on
news to
my
me.
in my parents' drawer, I like drew them a picture of the Berenstain Bear, like printed out a picture, you know, to
And you
color
spelled
in.
it that way?
No, and it said it printed out Berenstain Bears, but I remember that picture being Berenstein Bears.
Weird.
And it's terrifying. Hold on. I'm gonna spell it when I search it. I'm gonna spell it right. Berenstain Bears. They're even correcting me up here.
What?
They're like, no, it's Berenstain.
Wait.
That's
Look up.
not how
We need
you
a Reddit.
spell it. Hold
We
on,
need
look.
like a Reddit
Watch,
page.
I'm gonna put Berenstein, and it's gonna be right here.
Oh my
There's gonna be,
God.
which is it? There's YouTube videos
And there's
about
different
this.
ones.
It literally says cartoon conspiracy theory.
What? Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah. Have you never heard of this one?
No.
Really?
No, and you didn't mention it the other time. Like we
Oh
talked. I
my
don't think you.
gosh.
Ooh, interesting.
The Berenstain Bears.
Okay, similar to this, I have one, not like spelling, but like just weird. Like no, it had that. Was Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah.
Okay, they always had a cornucopia.
Always.
Always.
I still see it in my head.
In my head, it's there. Apparently, it's not anymore. Maybe they printed like one round of it and then never did it again or something. But I swear, like, ads had the cornucopia in the back.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I still can't picture it without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there wasn't oh
Do you have one
yeah,
more?
some people say that Paul McCartney that he died in a plane crash. Like,
Mm,
everyone remembers that apparently. I, like, kind of do, like, it kinda
weird.
rings a bell. Like, some people thought that all the Beatles died and that Paul McCartney died in a plane crash. But I'm like,
Huh.
maybe they're just thinking of, like, Buddy Holly or something, you know? Like,
Yeah,
mixing up kind of
maybe.
plane crash
Maybe.
things. I don't know. I've just heard that before, so
Yeah. I feel like a lot of things like a big part of this is like lost in translation
yeah.
kind of thing, like kind of like game telephone where it's like one person tells you something and then it's like
And
or
then
like
you
even
kind
like
of, like, just
or
believe
like
it.
like little like whenever like you're young and you get told like little stories and everyone's heard different versions of a story because a different family member like tells it differently.
Yeah.
And it's like you've heard the same story but it's like, "Oh, but I didn't hear it like that."
But no one can trick me because I know Berenstein Bears was spelled the other way.
And there you go. And Chrissy will always be right for that.
Yeah,
But
guys,
I
that's a
also agree,
fact.
it's EIN.
Yeah, it's EIN.
EIN.
Yeah, wait, oh my gosh. A little I was gonna say Little Elmo had a farm. Wait, that's not how it goes.
What does
Wait,
Old
Little
McDonald.
McDonald Little Elmo? Where did that come from?
Sorry.
Little
You get
Elmo
that?
had a farm. Wait,
What
how
the
does he
fuck is
talk? He
Rocco?
goes,
Rocco!
wait, he goes,
Rocco. Now we sound like the now we sound like the little chipmunk from Enchanted.
they're gonna say Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Apple?
Oh yeah, wait, does he go? He goes,
Apple? He's
um,
good.
he's good. That's what he says. I would always cry on that scene.
Someone's gonna
I
hear this and
I
go
thought
crazy.
I thought he was like gonna die. He was like, and then he got thrown into the fireplace.
Oh my god. Anyways.
I hope you guys have seen Enchanted, so you know
Yeah,
what that.
are we gonna leave that in? We'll find out.
Yeah,
I vote we
yeah.
do. So yeah, I guess do we want to hop into our favorites?
All right, so we're gonna get into our favorites now. A show that I've been watching. I binged this like crazy. I think there was only 10 episodes actually. It's called Pulse. It's a doctor show, and I never once thought I would be like a doctor show person.
Hmm.
I guess that
Did you
just
ever watch
shows
The
like
Good Doctor?
no, but it has that guy from Spiderwick Chronicles, right?
Well, it's also
And
the guy from Bates Motel.
yeah, and August Rush. Guys, go watch
I
that
don't know
movie.
that one. I don't know that one. But either way, if you like that one, maybe you should give that one a
Yeah,
try.
Good Doctor. But this has Willa Fitzgerald in it, she was in the Scream series, the show, like back in I don't even know, I think that
Ooh.
was 2015. But
I don't know if I've seen this
it's a
show.
really good show. If you like the Scream
Yeah.
movies, you'll
Scream is like one of my favorite like horror movie
yeah,
franchises. One of them, yeah.
then you'll love the series. I
Well,
was
some of the new ones
obsessed
are kind
with
of suck,
it.
but they're still
Yeah.
cheesy funny. They're like the whole movie series is kind of funny, like cheesy
Yeah.
funny.
I
So
think it's like they're fun movies.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
but the
agree.
series is really, really good. So it has her in it, and that's like kind of why I started it because I was
Mhm.
like, I love her as an actress, and I was obsessed. You guys watch Pulse; it's so good. And for songs, I've been listening to. You guys are gonna laugh. Mike Posner. I've been going back into that nostalgia. So
No one's gonna
please,
laugh. Those songs are good.
yeah, they're good. It's just like 2010, you know,
Yeah.
nostalgia.
2010 is good vibes.
Good vibes. Please don't go. We were
Mhm.
listening to it in
In
the
the
car
car.
earlier. We're like,
Yeah.
please don't
It's also like
go.
it's like 11:15 p.m. right now, and if you can't tell, we're like delirious, and we went and got energy drinks and coffee and stuff.
Yeah, and we
So
were listening to that. It was a vibe.
yeah, and we were listening to that. So the vibes are good right now. But if you hear crackhead hours, that would be why.
The next song is gonna be "Plastic Jesus" by Tia Blake, and it's
Mm,
like old country. I'm
cool,
kind of getting into that, back into the Southern Gothic,
fun.
and it
I
like
like it.
every time I listen to it, I could just see like Jeepers Creepers vibes.
Ugh, so good, so
Um,
good. Do you remember the day you came over and we watched Jeepers Creepers?
yeah, that was a good
That
time,
was a good
and we were
time.
watching that '70s show too, also, right?
Yes,
That
yeah, because
day.
I have only my DVDs
Yeah.
here. I don't have cable box or like Fire Stick.
And then my last song is gonna be "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone" by Paula Cole.
Stop, when
And
you said that, I instantly thought as Dance Moms.
oh, really?
Where have all the children gone? Do you know remember that dance?
I kind of
The one where
do.
they're all in like white dresses and there was like a swing and then like at the end Brooke was like looking for all the girls and then she like ran off stage. You don't remember that?
I kind of do. I haven't
Sorry,
seen
I
that
know
show
this
in
isn't
so
exactly
long.
so spooky. Well, Where Have All the
I just
Children Gone
keep
was actually a
thinking of
terrifying
Abby Lee
dance.
rolling away when that
When like she
mom
goes,
told her.
"You be quiet. You preach etiquette to
Yeah, and
kids,"
then she
and
like
she
she
backs
goes
up,
to the
and
police
then
station.
she goes all the way to the police station, and this
I'm
they're
filing a
like,
police
yeah,
report.
she goes, "I'm filing a police report." I will not tolerate blah blah blah. Like she's like, I will not tolerate harassment. And it's like, girl, you're the one who
She's
yells at
wild.
children. You were the one
Yeah,
who yells at children
she's
for a living.
crazy.
But
So anyway,
those are your songs.
Where Have All the Cowboys Gone by Paula Cole. It's very 90s, whimsy gothic. So all three are different genres, but they're so good.
Fun.
And watch Pulse.
So
Not sponsored.
Okay, so my show, whatever, I've been on my YouTube kick, and so I've just been watching two guys ghost hunt. I've been watching, I think it's Jake Ghost Hunter, and then Clayton Ghost Chaser, I think are their usernames.
Yes.
But yeah, they've been doing a lot of videos together and separate, so I've just kind of been like keeping up with them. I don't know. I'm in my like I'm ready to go ghost hunting, Chrissy.
Yeah,
We're
ghost
ready
hunting
to, you
is so
guys.
fun.
And we're going to soon. We've never done like a real full investigation.
We were talking about how we're kind of like, I know it's hard to believe from us, but a little bit skeptic.
Yeah.
Just because we want to experience things, that's why we like to ghost hunt. We
And
want
like why we want to like
something hasn't like things haven't happened in so long that we just
yeah,
want to.
the last time like and the only time I've really experienced something was when I was at the Crescent Hotel, and like that's I like we need to go back together because I was also young and like it was really cool, but I like feel like I need like a newer
refresher.
experience. Just not necessarily even there, but like somewhere.
Yeah,
Like
just to like
we need to go
we
ghost
need
hunting.
something to happen, not something bad, you guys.
Not something bad.
We don't want to get possessed.
We do not claim the bad energy.
But we just want to like see a ghost.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I've been watching their stuff and they've been entertaining, and yeah, just it's getting us ready to go ghost hunting ourselves. So other than that, for my music, I on the nostalgia track, if you know me in real life, like I spend all of my free time doing karaoke. Like all of my free time, anytime I go somewhere that's doing karaoke and I just go and sing. Um, but I entered a karaoke contest and got second. Woohoo. But either way, I sung Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. So going off of your old like 2000s nostalgia, bro, Bad Romance is such a good freaking song.
It really is.
Like
so many of Lady Gaga songs.
all of them are so good, but like that one, like it didn't hit me like the amount of like emotion in it. Like it sounds like it's like dumb at first because you're like rah rah.
Well, it's kind of like you always listen to a song like back in 2010, you hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And then when you hear it again, like when you're older and you listen to it over and over, it's kind of like you get re-obsessed with it, but this time it's like even better.
It's even better because also like I think about so many times like even when we were young, like you think about like what is it? It's like I want to take a ride on your disco stick. Like I didn't know what the freaking disco stick was. I'm like, oh my god. like you think about those things and it's like you get a whole new life as an adult.
Yeah.
Listening to a song you listened to as a kid that you did not understand.
Even with Mike Posner, like I took a pill in Ibiza. Like it came out in like I think 2016, right?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Like
and
that 2015,
back then I just
era.
loved it already. But then like listening to it now, I'm like I really listen to what he's saying and like his struggles in life.
Yeah, it's like it's so crazy. Just like that how like songs like getting second life or like a better understanding like as you get older.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. But yeah, Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. Another one is Paradise Circus by Massive Attack, and it has Hope Sandoval. I don't know if Sandoval. I don't know how you exactly say that, but I love that song. So so good. And then I believe I had one more, but let me find it. Crap. Oh, and then okay. So Isabel La Rosa just came out with a new album. I think it might even be her first like full album.
Oh really?
Yeah, and it's the last song on the album. It's called Burning. It's so good. But I've actually met her before because she was the opener for Nessa Barrett when I fainted, and she came and checked on me, her and her brother, and so like I don't know, she's a really cool artist. I think like she finally kind of found a little bit more. She's always had like her sound, but her sound was starting to sound really similar, and I think that this was like a branching out of keeping her sound, but like branching from it. Yeah. So I think it was a really good like representation of like her artistic, whatever. But anyways,
love that.
Really cool. But I'm gonna play that song for you after because it's really good. So anyways, yeah. Well, we hope you guys like enjoyed this episode.
And again, like comment your theories on these stories. Like, do you believe them?
Yeah. No, or if you've like watched different, shows that
Yeah,
have it that we've
recommend
never
stuff because
seen.
I would love to watch more stuff about the
Or
crossroads.
if you guys know any more about like Avril, like I kind of just like touched on the bases of it, but like, like there's tons of stuff. And like if you've like you remember the Berenstain
Yeah,
Bears.
it's Berenstain Bears, guys. If
Yeah.
you guys comment stain, then like I just don't believe you.
Yeah. Chrissy's just like, no. And if you think there was a cornucopia, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Or
Period.
if you think there wasn't a cornucopia. And if you think there wasn't a cornucopia, you're wrong.
And comment your favorites, your favorite songs, your favorite shows.
Yeah, no,
We want to
comment
know.
like anything because like if you think we actually had someone mention a song to listen to.
Oh yeah,
And so like
by Alien Ant Farm.
by Alien Ant Farm, because I guess last episode I said that I was listening to Everything She Wants by Wham, and someone had like left us a little message and was like, "Hey, I think you should listen to the what is it?
It's Alien Ant Farm.
Alien Ant Farm version of it."
And the only Alien Ant Farm I ever listened to was Smooth Criminal, but
Yep.
I was obsessed with it
Yeah.
back then. There's literally a video of me screaming it in the car.
No. Annie,
And
are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
This is our cover actually now.
Actually, Chrissy and I are gonna be musicians together. It's gonna be called
We're
Ghoul
gonna
Groove.
be
Ghoul Groove.
the Ghoul Ant Farm.
No, we're just called Ghoul Groove, girl. What?
We're gonna just copy them. That's it.
Ghoul Groove Ant Farm.
Yeah.
Slay.
And then when they hit us up, we're like, no, we're not copying.
Nope. We'll fight copyrights. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys for listening to the episode.
And see you next time. I think you know what our next episode's gonna be.
If you don't,
maybe not.
If you don't, you didn't listen to the episode hard enough.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all right. Bye, guys. We'll see you next time.